Believe it or not, objections to giving really only break down into three or four categories. They're all pretty simple to address as well. So you don't have to be afraid of a donor having some sort of objection when you make your initial ask. That's just the beginning of a conversation or a negotiation. And if you've done your work in cultivating that donor and qualifying that donor, then that negotiation will often result in a gift, unless there's something wrong, which is really the last category that I'm going to talk about. The first is financial, and this is the broadest category. It can include things like I just had a baby, I just paid my kid's tuition bill, the market is uncertain, I have three kids in college, the economy isn't going very well right now. All kinds of concerns. I just bought a house. Whatever those financial objections are, you can counter those, usually with going into issues of timing, because some of those financial ones can actually be timing objections if you've qualified your prospect correctly. And if it really is an issue with the amount, obviously you can change the amount and make it more affordable and reasonable to the donor. Sometimes it's as simple as making it into a multi year pledge. Other times it is actually a reduction, and but better to always ask too high than to go too low. So that's how you would handle financial objections. The second are issues of timing. So, right now, a lot of folks are putting their money into political causes with the upcoming election. That's where the focus of a lot of donors is. But you can emphasize that they can pledge now and make their first payment in the spring once all of that is over. So, timing objections could be something like that. That's like, uh, uh, out in the air, it's really temporal, or it could be something within their own lives. So, as I mentioned, I just pay my kids' tuition bill. So, we're not asking them usually to make a gift that day. We are willing to work with them on when those payments would be due. The third category is the need to consult others. And this is usually happens at that major donor level. Usually, the people that they need to consult would be a spouse, business partners, children, usually adult children, things like that. They need to seek advice from others, input other folks who have a stake in those finances. And you need to give them the space to do that. And normally, that may also give you information as to how you need to cultivate in the future. Because if the spouse needs to be involved in that decision, perhaps you should be meeting with that spouse as well as with the main prospect. And the last category is the hardest. It's lack of affinity or apathy. So perhaps they're not as connected to your cause as they thought. Perhaps they showed early interest and then changed their mind, or they have other philanthropic priorities that you didn't know about. Perhaps you thought you were higher up on their list. Sometimes it's just a matter of the particular project that you're interested in. So you may be asking them for a building campaign, but they may be more interested in direct program support. You may be asking them for operating fund, but they may be interested in something that is goes directly to the people that benefit from your nonprofit. So you really need to correctly assess which objection you're dealing with right now. And remember, a lot of those financial ones actually are timing objections. And from there, you can begin the negotiation process. It's not a hard negotiation. These relationships should be organic. You've spent time with these people, you've spent time cultivating these people and their connection to your mission. So, happy diagnosing the all the different kinds of objections, and let me know if this was helpful information.